Let's cook. Let's cook. Alive. Jack Daniels from the Boxers Trainers channel. Actually, this is my second attempt at this particular video based on the fact that I tried an earlier one, and I was probably so amped up because of the subject matter that I pushed the wrong button. Let's move forward. Excuse me. You can jump in. This is a live platform, and for the duration of this event, jump on in if you feel like it. And the topic is um, Coach Wally / Willie Moses. During the weekend, Wally Cox did a show on Mid City Boxing, and don't know the actual subject of the matter on uh, Mid City Boxing, Mile City Boxing. Yes, Mile City Boxing. Don't know the subject matter because when I tuned in, they were, or Wally Moses was chopping up Devin Haney. And the subject matter of this so-called conversation was something that transpired when these amateur boxers were boxing. They were at a event of some sort. I didn't catch it correctly, so I don't want to report something adversely. But it was at a boxing event as amateurs, and somehow I think that one of the boxers was Lubin, not sure, but I think it was Lubin. Lubin allegedly slapped Devin and stole his tennis shoes. Right now, as kids, I was a kid, you were a kid, we all were kids. We did stupid stuff, but we did them as kids. Therefore, those things were not added up and marked against us as adults. But somehow, Wiley Moses didn't get that memo. And last night, he made a comment in regards to that particular incident. And he went on and on. And it got to the point where I actually got a little angry because I just couldn't understand why this man would go back 10 or 15 years to bring up something on one of our greatest talents in the sport, Devin the Dream Haney. I couldn't understand why he do this about Devin Haney. That became the subject that I entertained. It was like, who would do this? Oh, why would he do this? After all these years, this man, this elderly Devin the Dream Haney, quite naturally, I got appalled quite naturally. I got upset quite naturally because of my feelings for the Haney's. Bill was already fired up quite naturally. That being his kin, his blood, one of his offspring. Any father would be offended by someone blurting out negative obscenities and sorts about their son. I was upset. I was offended. I, in turn, called Bill. Bill said that he was going live on Instagram, and he did. But I thought about this, and I thought about this, and I texted Bill, and I told him, look, who's really behind this? Why is this dude saying all this stuff? It's like, what's going on? So my attitude at that time was to try to like calm Bill down without knowing. That's a no-no. That's off basis. talking about Devin Haney. And the Haney, really. But he was already fired up. Make a long story. Shakur Stevenson's coach still trying to entertain. Will say this: any man, a so-called friend, as Shakur and Wally Moses were said to have been toward the Haney at some point. Obviously, those days are gone, and Wally Moses didn't get the memo because he last night in his verbiage totally indicated that he had no respect for the Haneys, and that's a effed up disposition to have toward any human being that you embraced as your friend. Speaking in regards to the Haney, before this came up, Bill had said that on numerous occasions. This is one of the reasons why I got fired up, because I just couldn't understand why would this man say something about one of our greatest boxing athletes. The thing that really bothered me the most is Devin Haney is one of the most laid back, well-mannered young men in the sport. He don't want to argue. He don't want to fuss. He don't want to do none of that. All he want to do is be great. All he want to do is be great. And I got your back in that regard. And I'm going to continue to have your back in that regard. Because what you doing with your life is a positive thing. And I was at your age. We want your likeness to reflect on those your age to do the same thing you're doing with your life. This is what I promote within you. This is what I believe your father promotes in you. And this is why hands off on Devin the Dream Haney. Now, the damage is already done. But here's a call out to you, Mr. Wally Cox. 3 rounds in the ring, you and I. I believe I'm a little older than you, so that would give you a little advantage, I would think, or you should think. Think is the operative word that we're dealing with, because actually, because of the way I feel about what you did, I'm gonna hurt you. You're up in the ring. I will. So that's a challenge out to you. You know what I mean? Hands off, y'all. I appreciate y'all, but I just don't give a darn about foolishness. Hit that subscription button, hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section, and tell me what you think about Wally Moses. Wally Moses and Wally Moses' destructive behavior. And I'm out.